Every day I wake up, then I start to break up. Lonely as a man without love. You know, it doesn't have to be that way. You work hard, don't you? Damn hard to get ahead. And at the end of another long day, you're flat out exhausted to find that right person to nurture, love, caress, and to grow old with. For the last half-decade, our next guest has brought strangers together over lunch to find true love. Violet Lim, co-founder of Singapore-based Lunch Actually, is with us from the Lion City today. Hello, Violet. It's nice to see you. How is Lunch Actually doing? You actually doing a lot of matchmaking and really creating a lot of love to go all around?
Yes, that's right. Hi. We started in Singapore in 2004, and since then we have started also matching up singers in Malaysia as well as Hong Kong. And we have seen quite a number of marriages and also couples getting together.
Okay, so you're yet another dating agency, in a nutshell, right? Just another dating agency, right? No.
Okay, what we do is, first and foremost, we'll meet up with our clients to find out a bit more about what they are looking for, their profile and preferences. Then we'll look for a suitable match for them and arrange the date. After that, after they go on the date, we'll touch base with them again to find out a bit more about their feedback. So the feedback is really important because this is where we help them refine and retune their matching criteria. And then after that, we will find them another match again.
Why lunch? Why this focus on lunch? How romantic can lunch be? I've never heard of anybody having a candlelight lunch.
Okay, actually that is the precise reason why we wanted to do lunch, because we feel that dinner might be a bit too long and dragged out, and you know, if you do not like the person after appetizer and then you don't know what to do about it. But with lunch we feel that it's short, sweet and simple. So you know, if things work out, you can always have dinner later, but if it doesn't, you can always say, oh, you know, I have to rush back for a meeting.
Violet, I want you to meet my good friend Dr. Ferris here. He has many, many cravings in life and craves an answer from you.
But Violet, unfortunately, I will be just about the worst client. I've been married to the lovely Annabella for the last 30 years, and I'm deliriously happy. So prefacing that. But what I'm fascinated about, when you read the applications, is there a certain key point that either light red or green lights? Okay, it says, you say or oh yes. And what are these? I mean, I know people the individuals are very, very different, but I would be fascinated to know how you overlay this kind of information. And you say, this may work or this may not work. Yeah. Can you give me some examples?
What's the math?
Yeah. Okay, when we look at applications, actually what we do is we do meet up with each and every potential client individually to really assess their profile and preferences. And when we do the matching, we match on different things, like for example, what they are looking for, what their values are, what their backgrounds are. So most of the time we will be able to find good matches or good fits. But for some reason or other, if we feel that some people's expectations are maybe quite difficult, or we are not able to find suitable matches for them at that point, we will then tell them that at this point we are not able to look for suitable matches for them.
How much does it cost me, well not me, how much does it cost one to partake of your services?
We have different packages ranging from 950 Sing dollar to about 2,000 Sing dollar.
I remember when I was working in Singapore in the early 90s at MediaCorp. Technically, I was single then, but, in a relationship. And the social development unit came crawling up to my door and wanted me to meet similarly educated, upwardly mobile, and ambitious and aspirational people of the opposite sex. And I could have done it, but I didn't, and I wouldn't have had to pay for it. How do you compete against the Singapore government, Violet?
Interestingly, the Singapore government has just recently taken a different approach. So what they have now done is to change themselves into a network. So they are now known as a social development network. So what they do is they actually direct singers to private dating agencies that are most suitable for the singers' needs.
You recently did a survey into dating trends, and my, how times have changed. No longer was it you showed up and the guy shook hands with the father of the girl, and you had to wear your best, tie a tie for the first time, and have a bouquet of roses. But 3/4 of singles think it's no problem for a lady to initiate a date, a relationship, but a lot of things are still stable. A lot of things never change. For instance, most people think that the guy should be taller than the girl or something. Why so old-fashioned on one hand, but why so newfangled on the other?
I think there are certain things that singles still look for, certain things that they might be attracted to. So, for example, like for height, I think ladies, they are still looking for guys who are taller than them because they feel more secured or more protected. But I think things like, who should make the first move, I think both guys and girls, they are getting more open to it. And I think some guys are also thinking, I'm really worried that if I make the first move and I'll be rejected. So I think that is why they are not so, they are more open to women actually giving the hint or letting them know that it's okay to make the first move.
Violet, what is the age spread? In other words, what is the average age? And I want to know the youngest and the oldest. Obviously, the youngest has to be over 18. You cannot be matching 9 years old. I hope so. Okay. What is the youngest and the oldest?
Okay, we only take in members who are over 21. So our youngest member is actually 22 years old, 21. And our oldest member is about 55 years old.
Okay, thank you.
What, do you have to overcome any stigma? I mean, surely people have to think twice before signing up with you. I mean, inevitably, when a new couple is formed, friends and family will ask, how did you meet? And if you say, oh, we went through a service, and we signed up with Violet at lunch, actually. Is there any stigma, or is that a non-issue? Is it more Machiavellian today, a means rather than
I would say that when we first started 5 years ago, there was definitely a stigma. I mean, it's quite funny. Like some people, when they come to our office, they will actually like hide in the pantry, like opposite our door, just in case someone saw them. But I must say that things have changed. People are becoming more receptive to using a dating agency, and in fact, in Hong Kong, the results have shown that actually more than half of singles in Hong Kong have actually tried out some sort of dating service.
A final question, and I don't mean to get too racy because this is a family program, but Andrew said he'd never use your service. But what if you want to meet people without necessarily, in a deep romantic relationship, just to meet people? Or is it really about real love, real, genuine love that you create and try to match people up with? Would you really be willing to go the non-traditional route, and maybe, married men, married women, just to expand the horizons and get out of the rat race and the normal drudgery of the office?
I think that's not really our expertise. For us, what we are looking is to help single men and women to look for a stable relationship and eventually to settle down.
Okay. Violet, congratulations on 5 years. I won't be signing up anytime soon. Andrew? 30 years.
30 years,
30
years.
years. Beautiful Annabella. What a wonderful fairy
Actually,
tale.
29
Wonderful.
to be precise.